What's going on, everybody? I am Matt Luna and this is the Matt Luna Fishing YouTube channel. If you're new to my channel, thank you for watching this video and please subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate that. I just recently had some stuff for sale on my website, some jigs in particular. I put them on sale for super cheap. They sold out really fast, so thank you to those of you that bought some of those jigs. But in addition to those jigs, I had someone want me to make them some custom colored worms that match the colors of the jigs that they bought. So that's what we're doing in today's video. And we're out in the garage. We're gonna be using our Do It molds and our other Do It molds products to make these worms up. So stay tuned. I hope you enjoy. Please don't forget to subscribe. And if you're interested in pouring any of this stuff yourself, make sure to check the description of this video with all the links to the different Do It molds products that you'll need to make this kind of stuff yourself. So this is the Plastisol we're going to be using today. It's the Do It Soft Baits Essential Series Plastisol in the regular formula. We're going to be putting a cup of that in each of these two measuring cups. So I'm going to get this Plastisol shaken up and into our measuring cups, and then I'll check back with you guys. So that's a fair amount of Plastisol, so I decided to start it off about 3 minutes 30 seconds, and then I'll stir it up. Probably have to put it back in there, but that's what we're going to do to start off. Okay, so for today's video, we're going to be using our Do It El Gusano molds. The top one right here is the 6-inch El Gusano mold, and then this bottom one is the 4.5-inch El Gusano mold. All right, so the first 3.5 minutes is up, but we definitely have to keep heating. It's a fair amount of plastic. We got 2 cups of plastics in the microwave right now, and just gonna stir it up a little bit and get this stuff back in the microwave and keep it going. So one thing you always want to remember when you're doing injection pouring is to use these kind of clamps on your molds. It's going to help you get less flashing, and it's going to help you do multiple molds at a time. So if I wanted to run more molds with the same colors, you can just keep them all nice and tight together using these clamps. So if you haven't been using clamps and you've been having issues, try to put clamps on there and it's going to help you out. So we've got our Plastisol heated up high enough in temperature to start adding in our colorant, and this side is going to be the brown side and this side is going to be our green side. And I think this is going to turn out pretty good. I kind of have to take 2 formulas that I've done in the past and mix it up, and basically take the brown color from one recipe that I have and the green pumpkin color from another recipe and combine them to get what I'm going for. So the first color we're going to mix up is our green pumpkin color, and what we're going to use is the Watermelon Brown X2 colorant, and I'm going to shake this up off camera so you don't see all the shakiness, and then we're going to add 16 drops into this cup right here. Okay, so it's shaken up. We're going to add our 16 drops. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Then we will take our stirring item right here, stir it up, get our green pumpkin color to go. And since we're doing laminates, we definitely want to make sure that our colors are a little bit thicker than normal, just because it's going to help the laminate to be a little bit more visible and a little bit more clean. But I think this green pumpkin color is turning out pretty good. And the only other thing we're going to add to this after we get this all stirred in is a little bit of black flake. Yeah, I think that's turning out pretty good. It's definitely going to need to get heated back up here in a little bit, but we'll get that black flake put in there first. And what we are going to use is 015 hexagon black, and I am going to take a 1/4 teaspoon of black flake and dump it on in. Move the knife out of the way right there and get this stirred in. We're going to need to add some more black in there. It's not coming through enough, but let's get, yeah, we're going to need to add a little bit more, so we'll add 1 more 1/4 teaspoon. So basically we have a 1/2 teaspoon of black flake in there. And then after we get this stirred in, we're going to heat this all back up. We're going to heat up both sides just to keep them close to the same temperatures, so that way it's going to make it easier for us to pour these laminate baits, because we want the plastisols, both color plastisols, to be evenly temperatured, because it's going to help our pouring and our laminate come together a little bit easier. But yeah, that turned out pretty good. Okay, so we're back to adding some more colorant in, and for our brown, we're going to take this MF brown and we're going to put in about 30 drops. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24. We'll stop at 28. That was 28 drops. Take our clean knife, get this brown mixed in. We might need to add some black in because this brown is very see-through and I want it to darken up just a little bit. So we might add a little bit of black just to darken it up. And when you're adding black, you definitely need to be careful, because you don't want to add too much black in, because it'll ruin your color. So we'll add the black in very slowly to just get the color that we want. But yeah, that's gonna be very see-through. So we're gonna add a little bit of black in right here. Shake it up just a little bit because I haven't used the black in a while. We're gonna start off with 4 drops, which 4 drops in this 1 cup of Plastisol isn't too much. There's our 4 drops. And that should darken it, and I'm hoping that that'll darken it enough, because I don't want to use too much black. We're gonna go a little bit more, because it's still more see-through than I'm wanting it to be. We'll just add 2. There's 2 more drops of black. And it's always better to start slow, because you can always add more, but you can't take it out. You'd have to add Plastisol, and that's much more difficult to do than just adding a little bit more color if you want it to be darker or thicker or whatever. But I think we're gonna stop right there, because we're also gonna add some black flake into our brown. And I'm gonna do a 1/2 teaspoon again of the black flake in the brown side. So that's 2 scoops of this 1/4 teaspoon. And then we will have our colors how we want them. And then we'll heat them back up just to make sure that they're both at the same temperatures. And this black flake should darken it up a little bit, which is why I didn't want to go too crazy on the black colorant. So hopefully once this all gets mixed together nicely, we'll have a couple good colors. Yeah, that black is definitely showing through, which is what I wanted. Yeah, I think that's going to pair up good with that green. Okay, so our Plastisol is ready to go. We got our mold ready to go as well, and our dual injector ready to go as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this Plastisol up in our injector and inject it into our molds. And the main thing you want to remember when you're doing these laminates is that you have to have the Plastisol clear. And I sucked something up in my injector. There we go. Okay, let's go over here. And then another thing that's really important when it comes to laminates is you want to inject very slowly down into the mold. Okay, top off the sprue. And then we'll go to the next side, slowly inject down, hold that pressure, and then top off the sprue here too. And get everything undone and put all the plastic back inside of our cups. Okay, so our worms should be good to go. So we're gonna take our clamps off, see how everything ended up. And I shouldn't have made both of these worms, but I wasn't thinking about it when I was doing it. I was just going to start pouring all these worms, but I actually only need this color in the small worm, and then I'm doing another color in this bigger one. So going forward, I'm only going to be making the 4.5 in this color. But hopefully this laminated well, and it did. Hopefully you can see it, but we definitely got a nice clean line of green pumpkin and brown. So these ones turned out pretty good. And we'll have to pour about 2-3 more of these 4.5 inch in these 3 cavity molds. Okay, so we're gonna get our Plastisol out, get it set up, get our dual injector, and get our plastic up into our injectors. One thing I found that helps me a lot is just to push a little bit of plastic out before I go to actually do the laminate. I'm going to slowly push down. Okay, hold the pressure. Go to the next side. Slowly push down. Hold that pressure. And now I'm going to top off my sprues. Just like so. That was probably a little bit more topping off than I needed to do, but it's better to have more than not enough. Okay, so round 2 is poured. Let's take off all of our clamps, separate our molds, see how the little ones did first. And these ones laminated good as well. Gonna pull them off the sprue, put them over here in the bath, take out the bigger ones. They did good as well. I was a little concerned with this batch because I didn't let my Plastisol cool as much as I normally would like. I just forgot, but I was able to get lucky, or whatever you want to call it, and not have any issues. So we got another round of this green pumpkin brown, and then we're gonna mix it up and add some purple flake in there, and load it up a little bit. I think that'll be a pretty cool color and a little bit of a change, and it'll match the jig skirt that I made for the customer that's wanting this stuff. All right, so we are ready for pour number 3. Got our Plastisol ready, the injector's ready. Suck up our Plastisol. Square a little bit out. Nice and slow, going down. Hold that pressure. Top off the sprue. Next side. Slow pressure going down. Hold the pressure. And top off the sprue. Okay, so this is the final green pumpkin brown that I'm gonna do on camera. Let's see how these go. I gotta do one more run of the 4.5 inch worms so I can have enough for the order. They wanted a pack of 10, but obviously these are a mold of 3 each, so I'm just gonna send him 12. Just because I don't have a need to keep the extra 2 that I'll have, but those turned out good. And the other set of 4.5ers, these turned out good as well. So far I'm really happy with how these have laminated. Sometimes I've had issues doing my laminates in the past, but I think I've kind of figured out what I need to do in order to get them to go consistently, so that's exciting for me. But like I said a second ago, if you guys are wanting those 6-inch worms in this color that I've been making right now, just hit me up and we'll make it happen. Okay, so we are back and we are ready to do our second batch of worms in the 6-inch version. So what I'm gonna do is add some purple to both of these cups. And I really want to load this one up because the color I'm trying to match is a green pumpkin brown with purple. So the way I'm going to get that purple is by adding a bunch of purple flake in there, and I think it's going to turn out pretty darn cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 008 purple, which is small, and I'm going to add some into the brown, and I'm going to add a little bit into the green and see where we're at. I might add a little bit more, but that might be plenty. I kind of want that purple to just kind of pop in these colors. I'm definitely going to add some more to the brown. And yeah, there we go. That brown's definitely going to have a good amount of purple showing through. And then let's check out our green. And we're gonna add more to the green as well. And hopefully, I don't think I can overdo the purple for what I'm trying to accomplish here. Just really trying to get that purple to really just pop. And I need some more. Just gonna keep adding until it gets to pretty much what I'm trying to accomplish. There we go. Now that's really starting to pop. Yeah, that's gonna, when it gets in the water, the light's gonna really make that purple really pop in that green. Let's check on our brown again. Yeah, I'm liking that. That's what I'm going for. So we're gonna heat this back up to try to make sure that we have everything at the right temperature and that there's no thick parts in there. And then we are gonna pour our worms. All right, so let's get our colors out, get them set up, and we'll get our injector ready to go. I'll let it cool just for a second here. Sometimes when you are doing these laminates, you don't want the Plastisol to be too hot, because then they'll start to kind of fuse, they won't fuse together right, and you won't have a clean line like you're hoping for. So we're gonna let them cool down just a little bit, and when I come back, we'll pour. Okay, so I think our Plastisol is good to go. So we are gonna suck some of it up into our injectors and go over to our mold and slow pressure down. Hold the pressure when you feel it stop. And we're gonna lift up and top off our sprues. And we are hoping that we got what we're looking for. I'm not feeling too confident just how all that Plastisol just came out. So we're gonna see how this ends up, but I'm not feeling too confident. Okay, so we are going to check on our worms. Like I said a second ago, I'm not too sure that these are gonna turn out like we're wanting, but you gotta check before you know. And they did, actually. I'm surprised at how purple and how much they blended together, but I think it's that purple flake that really blended everything together a little bit. But they did do a laminate like we were going for, so they turned out. They definitely turned out. So my last run didn't turn out very well. I didn't have enough brown to get enough Plastisol in my injectors, and it just didn't turn out. So I had to make up some more brown, and now my brown and my green are much more even. So I'm hoping that these last few pours are going to turn out better, and I can get these worms all finished up. Okay, so we are now going to get our Plastisol sucked up into our injectors, and I'm going to make sure we have good flow, and we do. Come over here, get everything in. Slowly press down, hold the pressure, and we'll lift up, top off the sprues, and I think that one's gonna turn out. That one felt right, and by the looks of the sprue, I think I might have gotten that one to work pretty well. All right, so we're gonna check out round 2 and see how our worms turned out. I'm feeling like they probably turned out based on how everything felt coming out, and they did. Those turned out exactly how I was hoping. So we'll put those into the bath. Okay, so round 3 is set to start right now. Let's get this Plastisol up. Okay, we got good flow. Come over to our molds, even pressure as always. Hold the pressure and top off the sprue. All right, so we're gonna open up round 3. Let's see how they turned out. And check our laminate, and they laminated pretty well. So we'll get these ones over into the bath and do our last little round. All right, so we are here on hopefully the last round of these worms. So we're gonna get our Plastisol up into our injectors and get everything out of the way. Make sure we have good flow. We do. Make sure one more time. There we go. Go into our mold. Even pressure down. Then we got to make sure we just hold that pressure. And then top off the sprue. And the extra goes inside. Okay, so here's our final round of worms. Really hoping they turned out. Let's find out. And they did laminate. There's the green side, there's the brown side. Green, brown, and green and brown. So these laminated good. Into the bath they go. Well, that's gonna do it for today's video. These are all the items that are going out on that custom order. I have other stuff that's going into this custom order as well that was already done, but this is the stuff that I poured from this video. This stuff right here, these other 6-inch Gusano worms in the green pumpkin brown color without the purple flake, those are available if anybody wants them, but the stuff right over here is all sold and going to be going out soon. Well, that's going to do it for today's video. I really appreciate you watching. Again, please subscribe to my channel. Also, go check out my website, mattlunafishing.com, and check out some of the different tackle items I have available for you guys on my website. I got some Ned rig stuff. I got some spinner baits. My jigs are sold out, but eventually I'll have some more on there. I'm not sure when, but that's something I plan to do. And I plan to do some custom stuff. There's also a page on my website you can check out with my idea on doing some custom jigs for everybody. So if that's something you're interested, let me know as well. I'll probably do a pre-order on that at some point. But I really hope you enjoyed today's video. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna have a lot more stuff coming your guys' way, so stay tuned to my channel. And I hope you enjoyed something. And if you're pouring plastics of your own, I really hope you learned something today. So again, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more coming from me.